What's up everybody, it's Tony aka Natural Boss. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be talking about the question, does dye damage your hair, what dye actually does to your hair, and what I did with dye to jack my hair up basically. And so the reason why I want to make this video is because I don't know, I know I give like a lot of hair advice, and sometimes I seem like I come off kind of preachy. And also I've noticed a lot that people in the natural hair community anyway, it seems like people most of the time talk about heat damage because it's just so hated when you use heat or if you flat iron your hair or whatever. And to me, in my past experiences, dye seems to be way worse, but I don't know if it's just my type of hair or what. So I just want to give some more information on that. Okay, so when you dye your hair, a couple things needs to happen. In order for the dye to deposit color into your hair, it has to be able to penetrate through your hair shaft. So in order to do that, that's why ammonia is used in hair dye. And what it actually does is it lifts the cuticle so that the color can be deposited into the hair. And as you probably know, the cuticle of your hair is not supposed to be lifted, it's supposed to be smoothed down. And so already right there you can kind of see what the dye is doing. And basically at that point your hair is now damaged. So once you have the cuticle lifted, that's the first part, and now you want to actually dye the hair the color that you want. So the next part would be to actually color your hair the desired color or whatever. And so that's where the peroxide would come in. And so the peroxide breaks down the natural pigment of your hair. And so this is happening while the cuticle is still lifted. And so while this is happening, the longer the cuticle is lifted, the weaker that your hair gets. Now once you're all finished and then you rinse the dye out, your cuticle is smoothed back down somewhat, but at this point again your hair is already basically in a damaged state. And I know it kind of sounds crazy to do this because I've seen plenty of people, and I've been at this point at sometimes in my life, where they have colored hair, they have dyed hair, whatever, and their curls are still popping. But just know that even though it might look good, no matter what, you can't really get around it. Your hair is still actually really damaged. And that's the same like when you talk about heat damage, it's the same concept. You have heat damaged hair, and some people say, well, I grew my hair, you know, down to my waist and all this, and my hair is doing fine. It's not breaking off or anything. But anytime, like say your curl pattern is like stick straight, your hair is damaged no matter what, whether, oops, there goes my earring, whether it's falling out or not. So that's just something that you have to understand. And your hair, even if you're doing good and your hair is still growing and everything like that, your hair is weaker than what it was prior to having, prior to adding the dye to your hair. So now I'm gonna talk about what I did to my hair. And I know probably a lot of you, especially if you've never seen my channel before, you're probably looking like, her hair doesn't even look like it's colored. If you look really close, you can see my hair is highlighted, and I have a lot of product in my hair right now, so it looks darker. It's like, it's way lighter than that. And I have more color in the back than I do in the front, and there's a long story behind why it's that way. Anyway, I actually like the way my hair looks, and I always like to have some kind of color in my hair, some kind of highlights. Most of my whole natural life, my hair has been color treated for the most part. So this is story time. For some reason, several years ago, I almost want to say, I don't know if it was like 4 or 5 years ago or something, I don't know. I wanted to dye my hair black, and I have no idea why. I've never wanted black hair ever in my life, and my natural hair color is not black, it's dark brown. So I dyed my hair black. I'm pretty sure, I don't really remember, but I'm pretty sure I used some kind of box dye or something. I don't know which one. Probably Clairol Textures and Tones, because that's what I use most of the time. So I dyed my hair black, and I wore that for a little while, and after that, a couple months went by or whatever, I literally despised my hair. I didn't feel it looked right on my skin tone. I feel like I don't wear makeup or anything, so I feel like I always looked washed out. I looked pale, and I looked, I don't like I was goth or something. I don't know, it just didn't look right on me, whatever. So I hated it. I mean, every day I was like looking, I was like obsessed to, like at work I had a mirror, I was like staring at everything. I just did not like the way my hair looked. So I'm like, okay, I made a mistake. Now I don't know what I'm gonna do, because really to get rid of dye, the best thing to do is just grow it out. So I wore the black for a couple months, and I hated it, like I said. And then I decided that I wanted to lighten my hair. I tried some more Clairol textures and tones. They probably used like the lightest honey blonde or whatever color they had, like one of the blondest ones. And it basically did nothing. It lightened my hair a little bit, but I mean like a real tiny bit where it wasn't even hardly noticeable. And then my roots, I put it on my roots, didn't know what I was doing. And so my roots got lighter, and they would like lighten real fast. I'm like, okay, this is not good. And then, so I know you guys are waiting to see the results. So here goes. Ta-da! I bet you can't even see a difference. If you look real close, you will see, let me see. It's a reddish brown color, which is cool. Looks nothing like this box, which I didn't think it would anyway. Not good. And so after that, maybe waited a couple weeks or a month, I tried to use box dye again. I said, well, let me do this again. Put the blonde in my hair again. It only lightened it again, just a little tiny bit. I'm like, okay, this is not working. So then I decided to use a product. I don't know if you guys have heard of this. It's called Color Oops. And what it is, it's supposed to be like a corrector. Like if you mess up, you have a bad dye job, or you dye your hair a color that you don't like or whatever, or you just want to start, so-called start all over, you apply this product. It's just like doing some kind of dye treatment, and then it takes, so-called takes the color out of your hair. And all it really is just some bleach. You're just bleaching your hair. You're bleaching the color out of your hair. So I used that, and it lightened my hair maybe kind of significantly. And I'm gonna try, I don't know what I'm gonna have by the time I publish this video, but I'm trying to add some pictures and maybe even some video footage, because I do have that somewhere. I just hope I can find it. And so that, it lightened it a little bit. It was more noticeable, but still not what I really wanted. Then I waited probably a couple weeks, 3 weeks maybe or something. I used Color Oops again and lightened it a little bit more. It still wasn't what I really wanted. And so then I decided to just go for the gold, and I was like, I'm just gonna use just straight up bleach. So I went and got some bleach, mixed it with some developer, probably level 30 or something like that. I put my hair in a whole bunch of ponytails, like with a rubber band. And I did that just so I could make sure I only put the bleach like on this long part, because I knew I could not put it on my roots, because my roots just, I guess I just have a really hot head. My roots just go, pew, I mean, just like lightning fast. The roots would have been blonde and the rest would have been like dark brown. So I'm like, okay, let me just not put it on my roots. So I did that. I started, I don't know if you ever bleached your hair, but it starts like moving pretty fast, and I could like literally just sit there and see my hair getting lighter. And so it got light to a certain level where I was pretty much kind of satisfied, and I'm like, okay. So I rinsed it out and everything, and probably deep conditioned my hair. So, and I know you guys are thinking, okay, haven't you had enough? Now your hair is lighter. It was significantly lighter, very noticeable. But I'm like, okay, I don't really, when you bleach your hair, it doesn't necessarily turn out a good color. And so I'm like, I gotta follow this up with something else to make it a nice color, like a light brown or something. So probably waited a couple weeks, maybe even 1 week. I don't know what I was thinking back then. And so I took some more Clairol textures and tones. I don't remember what color it was, some kind of like light brown or something like that. And I put that all over my whole, it was more than light brown. Maybe a copper color or something, I don't know. I put it all over my whole head, including my roots. And so what I was trying to do is like get the color of my roots to match the rest of my hair. So I did that, and I would say I was probably pretty successful with that, but just the whole point is, by this time my hair is like so weak and damaged. Now I never got, and I always complain like my hair is dry all the time, and it never got to the point where it felt like straw. But just gradually, at first it was looking good. I used to get a lot of compliments. Oh, it's looking good. I was happy. My hair is finally light. You know, I have this nice color and everything. And pretty soon I just started to notice, I would just look around and there'd just be strands of this reddish colored hair all over the floor and everything. When I comb my hair, there'd be a lot of these red strands of hair in the comb. I'm like, okay, I'm kind of losing my hair. Now my hair is really thick, and so it's not really easy for other people to notice. So nobody ever knew my hair was just like totally fried. And so I'm like, okay, now I gotta stop. And then the one kicker, and I'm gonna try to find this picture. I was at somebody's graduation picnic or whatever out in their backyard. And, you know, people were snapping pictures and stuff. And so later on, they had posted them all on Facebook or somewhere. And I looked and I seen this person sitting at one of the tables, and they had they had this like raging red, dry hair. I mean, it looked like hay or I don't know, whatever the driest thing you can think of, desert dry, sitting at the table or whatever. I'm like, who? I was thinking to myself, who is that? And I zoomed in, I looked a little closer, it was me. And it was my hair, it just looked horrible. So I'm like, okay, I gotta get rid of this color. This color doesn't even look good anymore, and plus my hair is just way too dry all the time. So then I went back, so then I decided that I wanted to try, since my hair was ruined, I wanted to try henna. So I used henna and dyed my hair. This is so stupid, you guys. This is just so dumb. I used henna and I dyed my hair basically black again. And I actually used the henna. I probably did like 2 henna treatments. So here my hair is black again, which I despise. But I'm thinking, ooh, I'm getting it healthy. It wasn't any healthy. It just was darker. It wasn't any healthier. I let that go. This is just crazy. So then I decided, okay, I'm just gonna wait a little while. I'm gonna let it grow out a little bit. So I let it grow months, maybe even a year or something. And so I'm like, okay, I don't like my hair. I need some kind of highlights or something. So then just this past summer, last summer, so a year from right now, I decided to go and get some professional highlights done. And basically when you have done so much of like what I did to my hair, you have to like you have to be honest and stuff with your stylist and tell them everything that you did. And so the thing is that like when you start dyeing and lifting and bleaching and all that kind of stuff, after you've dyed your hair 50 times or whatever like I did, you don't know what color is gonna pop up out of there. You could be trying to get, you know, golden brown or something, and it might turn to some other color because you've just done so much. And so actually when she was doing my hair actually turned green. And I remember, I mean, she was trying to like work fast and fix it, and she had to get another stylist to come help her, and they're like putting all that this certain kind of shampoo, whatever, that does this and doing all this, and finally they got it tamed down to a good nice light brown color. And so here's my hair, and so here I am right now today. And so this, I just wanted to tell you guys and share that with you. So when I tell you that my hair is fried and it's damaged, it really is, and I want to tell you guys like why. Now as you can see from last summer, from a year ago, here is where the color starts right there. So I would say this is how much my hair grew in a year. But if you notice, I mean, my hair to me should be down to like at least my waist, and it's not. And that's because it's so dry and damaged underneath the color. It doesn't look bad, but it's so damaged that I wasn't retaining like hardly any of my length. And so that's why, like when I say I'm not doing all the product reviews of the raggedy products and all that, is because now I want to just focus on the health of my hair and doing things to help me to retain length and to grow my hair back out. So yeah, this is my video, and I will see you in the next one.